So if you're following like business content and things like that, you probably run into like all this different stuff, right? Like what kind of funnel do I need to use? What kind of sales thing, sales pitch, this, that, and the other. And even though that stuff is important, once you got all that stuff, like this stuff's really not that hard, guys. It's all has to do with your emotions and who you're being. And you have to understand that you probably have been putting this thing off that I'm about to mention that is literally the only thing you really need to make money, okay? And it's just literally the one thing, and it's the one thing you probably don't want to think about because you've probably been conditioned, depending on how far along you are with personal development, you've probably been conditioned that, oh, like, I just got to do all the logical stuff, I got to do the money stuff, I got to like ask people, like, remember that people give you money. Okay, so if you want more money in your business or whatever, or your business to grow, remember that in order for your business to grow, like, you have to get more money, and therefore in order for your business to grow, you have to grow. And people don't give you money unless they can actually connect with you. And it doesn't matter how good your service is, it doesn't matter how good you're coming off, it matters if you're actually being, drum roll please, authentic, having fun. And when you're authentic, truly, you're going to have fun. This is I've seen other guys say this, and I freaking love it. They say how like the frequency of money is having fun and is authenticity, and it's so true. Like once you actually do that, I mean, detachment is all good stuff too, but once you actually have fun and you're authentic and free, which I say detachment does allow you to be authentic and free. Once you do all this, then you actually attract abundance, because people buy from people, okay? And people connect with people, and people aren't going to buy from you if they don't connect or relate to you, because it's just like with friends. If they can't, think about this, if they can't relate to you, then they're going to say, well, what do they have to offer me? They don't have anything, or they don't think you have anything to offer them from a feeling state, because they can't connect with you. And always remember, people buy, people become friends, people do anything out of feeling. We can go the logical route all day, but actions truly stem from feelings, whether people realize it or not from logic, okay? You can logically say you're going to do something, but if you don't feel like doing that thing, you're not going to do it, unless like you're one of those personal help gurus that just like try to fight it. Of course, there's a better way, but try to fight through it instead. But ultimately, subconsciously, if you really don't feel like doing something, you're not going to do it. And so if someone doesn't feel you, right, if they're not vibing with you, they're not going to give you anything, because you're not giving them anything. And that's the other thing. People talk about value. The best value you can give is authenticity. Because what does this subconsciously tell someone too? Right? If you're being fake and you're not being who you are, then what it subconsciously tells someone is that your program is fake, that maybe even you're a fraud, right? Or that like you just don't have that much value to offer people. But when you are value, other people recognize that, and then it's like they'll buy your stuff and they'll see the value in your program. Okay? Because authenticity, I'll hold this up. Authenticity is value. Okay? Authenticity is the best value you can possibly have for your business, for anything. So once you have authenticity and you demonstrate that to other people, that is when you start to make like breakthroughs. I was trying to think of the right word, right? You start to make breakthroughs in your business, because it's like having a wall. Think of it like this, okay? If you're inauthentic, you're having a wall between another person. And if you have a wall between another person, do you really think that they're gonna want to do business with you? That they're even gonna want to see you again, right? If you offer a service, do you think they're gonna want to work with you if you're not being inauthentic? No, it's gonna be draining for them. Inauthenticity is draining for people, whether they're being inauthentic or someone else is being inauthentic with them, right? And especially because we are, people creatures, if that makes sense. Okay, we have to build rapport with other people. We're going to get like just drowned out by someone that's just like not inauthentic, because then we feel like we have to match that energy just to build rapport, even though it's fake rapport, and it's just a complete drag. But when someone's authentic, it almost like, especially on a one-on-one, it like gives the other person permission to be authentic as well. Of course, they can still have blockages, but still, it gives them permission to be authentic as well. And then that's when true connection happens. And when true connection happens, that's when people will actually buy your services. Because most likely you guys have good services, if not like really good services, but you just don't know how to make that connection or break that wall. The funny part is you can have a service that completely sucks and still build rapport, still have people buy from you because they just like you. And depending on what you're selling, to be honest, if they like you, they're probably gonna like the product too. This is just huge. And I feel like also, like when you're authentic and stuff, it really shines through as to how good your product is as well, right? Because it's like, you think about it this way. When you're authentic, it communicates, subconsciously communicates that you don't have anything to hide. If you're inauthentic, it seems like you have something to hide. It seems like your program's not as good as maybe you're saying it is, whatever, right? So this is all huge to keep in mind, okay? You just want to be authentic with it all. And that goes for asking for the money too. Because of course, if you're all good and authentic until the end, until you go to ask for money, and then you clam up, you're like, so ready to pay? You're just acting really weird and like have this resistant energy, then they're not going to want to pay you because you have resistant energy. Like you're literally resisting them, giving them the ability to give you money. Like you're resisting that from happening energetically. You give off this weird vibe, and even if they were feeling it before, your resistant energy puts them off. They're like, oh, this is weird. Like I really want to give it to them, but this just feels too weird now all of a sudden, you know? And so you want to be authentic with that too. You just want to be blunt, like, hey, yeah, seems like we're both a really good fit. Let's just move forward right now, you know? Like, how do you want to pay for this? How do you want to pay for the first thing? Go through whatever you want to say, right? And then you just get money from them. Like, don't block that desire. Like, well, at the end of this, like, you should hop on the program. We're a great fit. Like, let's do this. Pull out your card. Let's get PayPal. Let's get whatever you go through, right? But of course, if you're weird about it and you're like, so here's the thing, here's the breakdown, it's going to be this. No, it's like assuming the sale, as they call it, you know? So I hope that made something click for you. If you're just avoiding what you need to, because it's all personal development. That's all business is. So if you're just wondering, how do I make the next step? How do I take the next step? How do I do this? How do I do that? You need to understand that it comes from a place of authenticity. Like once you're authentic, then people will buy from you. So it doesn't matter how good your damn product is. If people don't think you're authentic, don't feel a good energy from you, they're never going to buy. It doesn't matter. If people have a good energy, like feel good energy from you, and you're just really out there and just being yourself and playful, etc., then that's what's going to allow you to get customers. So with that being said, I hope this really hit home for somebody that's just out there and knows they're avoiding this, that they need to dive into it. But yeah, I hope this helps. Again, subscribe and just mess with you. I'll see you later.